everyone, welcome back to Bass & Associates LLC. If you're new here, we're all about helping you master QuickBooks Online so you can manage your business finances like a pro. Today we're going to dive into something every business owner should know how to do, creating invoices in QuickBooks Online. So let's jump right in. Alright, so invoices are extremely important for all businesses. So let's dive right in to show you how to get these created in QuickBooks Online. First things first, make sure you're logged in. This is pretty reasonable, right? Second thing is, go over here to the Sales tab, go to the drop down, click on Invoices. There's a little green button over here with the drop down menu. The drop down menu just says Import Invoices in case you have any external invoices you want to bring into QuickBooks. In our case, we're going to create the invoice new. It's going to get us to the invoice page here. We're going to have some options. The first one is Customer. You can go ahead and select your customer. If you have your client list fleshed out pretty well, a lot of these fields are going to populate your customer email, your billing address, stuff like that. So we'll go ahead and click on Cool Cars. It's going to populate just like I said. There's a little box here below customer email. It's send later. That's if you aren't ready to send your invoice to your client right away. You can go ahead and save it, tuck it away, and then send it at the date that you're ready. In our case, we're going to send it right now. So there's also a box here that says terms, invoice date, and due date. So if you want to do net 30, net 15, net 10, or if you're making your invoice due on receipt, it'll change the due date in association with the invoice date. In our case, we're going to be doing the invoice on the 15th of September. We're going to be on net 30, which will change that due date to 30 days from the creation of the invoice. Right below the terms section, there's the tag section. This is really good for expense tracking and revenue tracking. I'll explain this more in a later video. Below that is your product and services. If you fleshed out your product and service list, a lot of these fields are going to be auto-populated with amounts, rates, quantities, a pre-selected description. And so in our case, we're going to say we did a concrete job. We went ahead and did a rock fountain. And let's say we installed some rocks in the garden and we did some design work. So these are 4 products and services. Description have already been pre-selected. We have our quantity column here. In this case, we are going to say we installed 8 rocks. We're going to say we did 2 rock fountains, did 1 concrete job, and then 1 design job. The rate is 75 for this. We'll say the rocks is at a rate of 40. And then we'll do 100 for the concrete. Then the only difference between the rate and the amount is the total of the quantity times the rate. So 8 times 40 is 320. Good to go. In the next column, we have tax. So for any products, it's going to have sales tax associated. These little green checks are going to indicate that. So for rocks, there's sales tax, rock fountain, etc. If you need to manually change that, you can go ahead and unselect it or select it again. Right below this, you're going to have your subtotal. Then if you want to add a discount percent or a discount value, you can do that here manually. So let's say we want to give $50 off the project. It'll subtract it here and it'll calculate it in the total. You can also do this in a percentage. So 50% off will be $522. In our case, we're just going to do 0. Below that, we have our sales tax rate. You can add new ones here, or you can do it in your sales tax tab in QuickBooks Online. In this case, we've done California and Tucson. So we're going to just select California at 8%, and that's going to come out to $77.60, and that's going to show up in our total here. If you need to manually change this for any reason, you can do that as well. And if you accidentally change it, you can always just go back, click one, click the other, and it'll go back to what it was before. Over here to the left, we have a message on invoice section. So if you want to add a little message, you can say, thank you. And your client will get that in the invoice. Same with message on the statement. If you have any additional attachments, you can put those here. You can also cancel and clear. And then you can also do a print and preview, make recurring, and a customize tab. So print and preview is just going to show you what your invoice looks like before you send it to your customer. Right. Boom. There you go. It's going to say bill to, invoice number, date, due date, stuff like that, and who's sending it. So this is pretty cool. You can also print and download this. You can make it a recurring invoice, so you can do a template name. So you can use your customer name. You can say Cool Cars Gardening Service if you do a weekly service for them, scheduled. You can also do it as a reminder or an unscheduled, and you can send that in days in advance. You can pick your customer that the template is going to go to. You can input their email, and you can do automatically send emails, print later, or include unbilled changes. If you want to do this on a certain interval, like monthly, weekly, or daily, you can also change that too. You can say every 5 days or every 1 day. In our case, we're just going to do, monthly or probably semi-weekly, which would be like every 2 weeks. A lot of landscapers will do this kind of thing. And you can pick the start date too. So if you wanted to start doing it today, and then you can also choose by or after to determine when it's going to end. Or you can just keep it on none, so you'll have to manually cancel the recurring invoice. And you can also pick your net 10, net 15, net 30 here as well. In our case, we're just going to cancel it. We're going to go back to a one-time invoice. You can also have the customized thing here. So if you want to customize your invoice, you can say new style or edit current. It's going to bring you to a different tab. Make sure you save your invoice before you do this, and you can come back to it later. You also have your more tab, which allows you to copy, void, delete, or go into your transactional journal. You can also see your audit history. From here, if you're looking to send your invoice to a customer, you can go down to the green button. You can do save and send, save and close, save and new. So if you save and share the link, then it's going to give your customer a link to the invoice. You can also save and close it here. Dun, dun, dun. And then it's going to pop up right down here. If you go to all sales, 9/15 invoice 10/38, doing 30 days, you can go over here to the blue drop down arrow. You can go to view and edit. You can duplicate it if you want to switch around some things. You can send it. You can send a reminder if you've already sent it and it's past due. Share that invoice link like we've seen in the initial green drop down button on the drop down menu on the green button. You can print it. You can do a print packing slip, or you can void it. So in this case, we're going to send it. You're bringing to this page here. From us to Cool Cars. You can send yourself a copy if you'd like. Subject line, and then email body if you want to send something to them on top of the attached invoice here. You can also download and print it from this screen as well. You just hit this button and it'll go right to your client. Now you know how to invoice your clients. No more late payments. You can always send reminders, and happy invoicing. There you have it, a quick and easy guide to creating invoices in QuickBooks Online. If you found this video helpful, make sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe. If you have any questions, just leave them in the comments and we'll get back to you as fast as possible. You guys have a great rest of your weekend. Come back, join us for more, and happy invoicing.